Hello, and welcome to our Games and Puzzles channel. In this video, we will solve 5 chess puzzles, which are relatively easy. These have a rating between 1200 and 1600, and the exact ratings and links to the puzzle at chess.com is given in the description. At any point, feel free to pause the video and try to solve the puzzle yourself. Cool, let's start with puzzle 1. We are playing as black and the next move is ours. Computer plays white. Immediately we see that white queen has given us a check. Before we resolve it, let us take a quick look at the other end of the board. We see that due to the unique position of our pieces, white's king is severely threatened. For example, if we could move our bishop to e1, white king would be under attack from our queen and our rook, with only these squares to move into. And then, a check delivered by our queen from h2 would be checkmate. But first, we need to resolve the check on our king. We need to pick the best from the 3 possible options. Move our king to h7. Bring down the rook to f8 and block. Or, move our king to g7. Moving the king to h7 would be a stupid move, because white queen can take our rook for free and deliver another check. Let's roll that back. How about blocking with our rook? That's also a wrong option, because white queen can capture our pawn and deliver a check, forcing our king to the h column. Then again, capture the pawn at h5, forcing our king to the g column. And go back to d8, defending against our queen's attack. Let's roll that back. The remaining option of moving our king to g7 seems okay, as we can protect both the rook and pawn. Now, computer captures our rook, and we take the queen to win the puzzle. In summary, we gained a queen for the loss of a rook, which is plus 4 points, and the opponent king is still under threat. Let us move on to puzzle 2. We are playing as black, and the next move is ours. Computer plays white. From a quick analysis of the board, we see that there are no good checks or forcing moves to make. However, white's bishop is hanging without support in front of the king, and a rook attack along this column would pin the bishop. Let us do that. White just pushed a pawn to support the bishop, and it would be foolish to capture the bishop by losing our rook. But we can attack the bishop using our pawn. Our pawn then captures the bishop to win the puzzle. Note that even if white's pawn were to capture our pawn in the next move, our rook can capture back. In summary, we got a bishop for free, which is plus 3 points. Let us move on to puzzle 3. We are playing as black, and the next move is ours. Computer plays white. We can see that the white's king currently has only one free square to move to. Our bishop controls this dark square diagonal, and an attack along the adjacent light square diagonal would be a checkmate, as the bishop blocks king's escape to the c column. Let us do that. White's queen just moved in to block the check, but that is futile as it is not supported. We capture the queen to deliver a checkmate. In summary, we achieved a checkmate in 2 moves using a double diagonal attack. Let us tackle puzzle 4 now. We are playing as black, and the next move is ours. Computer plays white. An analysis reveals that white poses an immediate threat of checkmating our king in 2 moves if we don't do something clever in our turn. How is that? White's queen can capture our pawn at f7 and deliver a check, forcing our king to h8. The next check would be at h7, and we lose the game. We need to neutralize this threat, and also gain some advantage to win this puzzle. Let us look at our options. Option 1. Moving our queen to f8 can help avoid an immediate checkmate, but we would lose our rook in the next move. Option 2. Our rook captures white's rook, but then white's queen captures back, which means there is no advantage for us. However, if our queen could somehow be at c7 when our rook captures the white rook, we can avoid this capture back. That brings us to option 3. How can we bring our queen to c7? We see that the white king is in the back row, with only h2 as the escape square. h2 and c7 are along the same diagonal. Let us put this plan into action. Our queen gives a check at c1. White king moves, and we bring our queen back to c7 to give another check. White blocks with pawn, and we proceed to capture the rook. In summary, we not only avoided a checkmate, we also gained a rook which is plus 5 points. We are now at puzzle 5, which is our final, and the most interesting one in this set. We are playing as white, and the next move is ours. Computer plays black. We see that our pawns control the row in front of the black king, and he has only one free square to move into, which is h7. This leads us to think if there is a clever route to checkmate. Let us evaluate option 1. Our knight moves to f4, forcing the king to h7 and then moves into h5. Black doesn't have any spectacular options at this point, and let's say they do something like knight to e5 to bring it into the area of action. Our rook then captures the pawn at g7 and gives check. This would corner the black king into h8, which seems promising, but there isn't a route to checkmate from then on. Let us now evaluate option 2. We push our pawn to h5, again forcing the king into h7. If you wish to guess the brilliant next moves, you may pause the video now. Here is the answer. Knight captures at f6 and check. Black's pawn cannot capture back as it is pinned, forcing the king to h8. Let us do that. Now comes the killer move. We find that, thanks to our knight, the black king has no free squares to move into. Just bringing our rook into the back row is now checkmate. Hope you enjoyed these puzzles. Please let us know your feedback in the comments, and support us by subscribing and liking. See you in our next video.